Welcome to this video. So we are going to talk about the Cartesian product. Okay. So if, for example, you have two sets, set A, okay, and also set B. If these are your two sets, okay, then the Cartesian product of these two sets is written as A cross B. Okay. So by definition, this Cartesian product is simply a set, okay, is simply a set of all pairs, okay, or I should say of all ordered pairs. Okay, that one would be the most correct definition. So it's a set of all ordered pairs, okay, A, comma B, okay, where the first element A is a member of set A, okay, and the second element, which is this small letter B, is a member of the set what? B. Okay, so by definition, this is what the Cartesian product is. So in some books, they will write it as a set builder notation. They'll say the Cartesian product, okay, A cross B, is simply equals to the set of all ordered pairs A comma B, okay, such that the A is in the set A and then the B is in the set what? B. So if they ask you to define, okay, you can just write this one here in terms of set builder notation to still be correct, or you can write it in form of a sentence like the way I did there. Okay, so the Cartesian product is simply a set of all ordered pairs. So make sure you write this word ordered pairs, okay, A comma B, where the first element should be in the first set, and then the second element should be in the second set. So it's not always A, okay, and B. It can be any variables that you may want to use. Okay, so for example, if I have, for example, maybe a set X, okay, and set Y, okay, then X cross Y will be equals to the set of all small letter X, comma small letter Y, such that the small letter X is in the set X, okay, and then the Y is in the set Y like this. So they can choose any letters, okay, so don't be confused if they bring different letters from what I've written there. It can be P and Q, it can be anything, okay. So for example, if you're given the following sets, okay, and then you're told to find the Cartesian product, what are you going to do? So let's draw up an example here. Okay, so let's say, for example, my set A has been given as 1, 2, okay? And then my set B has been given as X, Y, Z. Okay, and then you're told to find A cross B. So A cross B, remember we said such a set of ordered pairs, right? Where the first element is from the first set, the second element is from the second set. So here I'm going to get this one, okay, and then I'll pair it with all the elements in the second set. So the first one will be 1, X. So I'll write 1, X here, okay? And then the following one will be 1, Y, and then 1, Z again. Okay, so I'm done with the first element. Then I go to the second element, which is 2. So I do the same with the 2. So it will be 2, X, okay, and then 2, Y, and then 2, Z. So 2, Z, like this. Okay, so this here would be our Cartesian what? Product for those given sets there. Okay, so now let's solve some questions. Okay, I got them from a tutorial sheet. Okay, so this is the first question that we are going to look at. So they're saying, let the sets A, okay, be defined as 1, 2, B be defined as A, B, C, and then C be defined as X, Y. Okay, so now the question is, list all the elements of the Cartesian product A cross B. So our set A has been given as 1, 2, and then our set B has been given as A, B, C. So this is almost similar to the example that I gave. And then they want us to find A cross B. Okay, so I'll get the first element 1, pair it with everything that I can see in the second set. So it will be 1, comma A, okay, and then comma 1, comma B, and then 1, comma C. Okay, so I'm done with every element here. Okay, combining it with 1. So I move to 2 now. I combine these two with everything that I can see here. So it will be 2, comma A, okay, and then 2, comma B, and then 2, comma C. Okay, so this is what we have there as our A cross B. Okay, that's our A cross B. So this was part A. So we're done with part A. Okay, let's look at part B. Part B, they're saying list all the elements of A cross B cross C. So here, okay, by the rules of board mass, we are going to start with what we have in the brackets there. So first of all, we have to find our B cross C, okay, and then we cross it with the A, which is outside here, okay. So I'll erase this. Okay, so let's do B cross C first of all. So B cross C, this is my set B here, and this is my set C. So I'll get the first element in B and combine it with whatever I can see in C. So, okay, the first pair here will be A, comma X. The second one will be A, comma Y. Okay, so I'm done with what I have in the second. So I move to B now. So B combines with the X and the Y. And then when I'm done with that, the C will combine with the X and Y. So here it means the next one will be B, comma X. Okay, and then B, comma Y. So I'm done with the B. And then now I move to the C. So the C will be C, comma X, and then C, comma Y. Okay, so this here will be the Cartesian product of B cross C. Okay, and then now they're telling us to cross this B cross C with what? With A. So what is A? So A, I'll just write it here on top. So A is 1, 2. So now we are crossing these two sets. Okay, so don't get confused here. We are crossing this A with this. Okay, so it's the same concept that we are using. So I'm going to say A cross B cross C. So we are taking this thing here as one thing. Okay, so meaning that I'm going to get the first element in the set A and um and combine it with all the elements here. Okay, and then I get the second element again. I combine it with all the elements there. Okay, so it means what will be our first pair that we'll put here? Okay, so these ones now will be considered as a pair together. Okay, these ones that are in B cross C. So the first one will be 1, comma A, comma X. So it will be written like this. It will be 1 from this set A, and then comma. This one, you write it together as a pair like that. Okay, so that will be our first entry in that set. Okay, and then we combine our 1 again with this. So it will be comma. Okay, 1, comma A, comma Y. Okay, I'm done with the these two. I go to the B's. Okay, so it will be 1 again, comma B, comma C, like this. Okay, so this is one pair, comma 1, comma B, comma Y. Okay, and then I go to 1, comma these ones now. So what are we going to have? We're going to have 1, comma C, comma X, like this, comma 1, comma C, comma Y. Okay, so this is when we are done with the with the ones. Okay, so you can see 1 here has combined with each and every pair that was in B cross C. Okay, this one here has combined with all of these. So the next step now is to combine these two with all of them again. Okay, so that's what we are going to do. So maybe I won't have enough space here, so it will be 2, comma A, comma X. Okay, the first pair. Second one will be 2, comma A, comma Y, like this. Okay, the third one will be 2 combine this. So it will be 2 and then b comma x. Okay, so I ended here. So I'll just continue somewhere here on top. The next one will be 2 combine b combine c comma b comma y in brackets like this. Okay, and then I go 2 combine this one. So it will be 2 like this. And then the last one will be 2, these two combining with this. So comma c comma y. Okay, so that's where the set is going to end here. So what elements are there? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so that will be our A cross B cross C in the brackets like that. Okay, so that's the answer there. Okay, and then we look at C. So C, they're saying let D be equals to 1 comma 2. Okay, and then show that A cross B is actually equals to D cross B. Okay, and then here they're saying what conclusion can you draw about the sets A and D? Okay, based on whatever we shall show here. So this is my set D. I can also write my set A here. Okay, and then I can also write my set B here. So they want us to show that A cross B is the same as D cross B. So let's cross A. In fact, this one we already found it, but I erased it. So we can write it again. So this is 1 comma A. Okay, and then 1 comma B, and then 1 comma C. Okay, and then we have 2 comma A, 2 comma B, and then 2 comma what? C. So this is what we have as our A cross B. What about D cross B? Well, without even solving, we can see that it's going to be the same because this set D is the same as set A. Okay, so meaning I'm going to have the same pattern here. It will be 1 combining all these. So it will be 1 comma A, okay, and then 1 comma B, and then we go to 1 comma C, then we move on to 2 now. So it will be 2 comma A here, and then 2 comma B, okay, and then 2 comma C, like this. So we can clearly see, okay, we can clearly see that A cross B is actually equal to D cross B, okay? So these two here are equal. Okay, so what conclusion can we draw about the sets A and D if their cross product with another set is equal? Okay, so the conclusion that we can make there is that the sets A and D are actually equal because they give us the same product. Okay, they give us the same cross product. So, or I can say they give us the same Cartesian product. Okay, so if I have two sets that I cross with a different set, okay, and they're giving me the same cross product or Cartesian product, we're going to conclude that those two sets are actually equal. So our conclusion here is that set A and set D are actually equal. Okay, and we can clearly see that this is set D, this is set A, and they are what? They are equal. Okay. Okay, so now let's look at one more question. All right, so this is the other question that we are going to solve. So here they're saying let's set A B equals to ABCD, and then B A E I, and then C BCE. Okay, find the Cartesian product of A cross B. Okay, so this one, I assume it's very simple. So we are going to combine all the elements in the set A with the ones in B. So the first one there will be A comma A. Okay, and then I go to A comma E, and then A comma I. Okay, and then from there I'll move to B. So B follows the same pattern. It will be B comma A, and then B comma E. Okay, and then B comma I. From there, we move on to C. So C will be C comma A, C comma E, and then C comma I. Okay, so I'm done with combining this C with everything here. Then the last one will be D combining everything there. So it will be D combine A, okay, and then D combine E, and then the last one will be D combine I. Okay, so this one here will be the Cartesian product of A cross B. Okay, move on to the next. So the next one, they're saying we find the cross product of A intersection B cross C. So the first thing that we have to do is find A intersection B. So A intersection B, we're just getting what is common here and there. So we can see that what is common there is just A. Okay, so I'll be crossing A with the elements in C. So C is B, C, E. Okay, so meaning that A intersection B in brackets, and then cross C will be equals to, okay, A combining all these. So it will be A combine B, and then A comma C, and then A comma E. Okay, and that one will be our final answer on what? B. So this was B. Okay, what about C? So C, we are now finding the intersection of A and C. Okay, and then we cross it with B. So B has been given as A, E, and then I. Okay, and then here we want to find our A intersection C. So what is our A intersection C? So A intersection C, okay, what is common in A and C? So I can see B and C are common. So I'll write B and C here. And then now I can find the cross product of this, or the Cartesian product. So A intersection C is in the brackets like that. So I'm getting the cross product, okay, or the Cartesian product of this and this. So it will be A combining with B, A combining with C. Then I move on to E. So E combining with B, and then E again combining with C. Then I move on to I. So the I is going to combine with B, and then it's going to combine with C. So this one here will be my Cartesian product, okay, of B cross A intersection C in what? In brackets. Okay, and then we have the last one there, where we first have to find A intersection C, and then we find B intersection A, and then we get their cross product. Okay, then we get their cross product. Right, so A intersection C is already here. So let's try to get B intersection A. Okay, so B intersection A, B equals to, what is common between A and B? It's just A. Okay, so the cross product that we are finding, so always make sure you follow the order that you have been given here. So this is A intersection C, then cross B intersection A. So this is equals to, okay, so we are crossing this with this, so we are moving like that. So B should combine with the A, okay, and then C should also combine with the A. Okay, and we are done. So that's the cross product of A intersection C, okay, and then B intersection A. Right, so we are actually done with questions on the Cartesian product. Okay, so I got these questions from this tutorial sheet too, and we've actually solved all the questions in this tutorial sheet. So you can see question 1, I think all the way up to question 6, it was on binary operations. Okay, so we've solved all these questions, and the videos are available on our website. Okay, and then now we're just doing question 7, this one here on the Cartesian product. And then I added also an extra question just to improve your understanding. But you can see all these questions, questions on relations, on how to determine if something is a function. Okay, we have question 10, we are finding the domain, the range, and also sketching different types of functions that you can see here. Okay, how to find the inverse of functions, how to sketch piecewise functions. We've solved all these questions that you can see here, and we've uploaded those videos on our website. Okay, some of them are on our YouTube, so you can also watch them on YouTube. Okay, but if you'd like to actually access the full videos, okay, you can check our website. Okay, so it's not just this tutorial sheet. We also solved all the other tutorial sheets, like this one on quadratic functions. We've also solved it. Okay, we've solved all these questions so that we can just help you learn at your own pace, at your own time. Okay, so if you'd like to register and then you go on our website, okay, you're going to find something like this. Okay, so depending on the course that you registered for, it will write enrolled at the corner there. Okay, so you can actually open this course. This is math, and then you just go in general mathematics. Okay, so if you go in this general mathematics, you'll find 4 folders. So here we have topic lessons on each topic that you're going to learn. Here we have well-written summarized notes. Okay, straight to the point. You can actually read them. And then here now, that's where you're going to find full tutorial sheet videos. Okay, so you can open them, and then you're going to find the full tutorial sheet videos. We also have past papers in this folder, so you can open it, and then you'll be able to access and watch videos on past papers. Okay, so otherwise, thank you so much for watching this video, and see you next time.